William Nylander is not skating for Sweden.
I was going to say, I got an injury that we might want to keep an eye on. And that's
Ekman Larsson was being interviewed, and he was playing coy and said, I'm not going to get into it. But Willie flies over there, and he's not skating. Now he played, and I thought he played great the last few games.
I would tell him to get his ass home. Sorry, it's over. I know you can't do that, and there's all different kinds of things, his feelings, what he wants to do. But if there was kind of any question, I would just say, you're done.
I understand what you're saying. Oh, my only comment to that is we don't know the nature of the injury. Would 2 weeks shutting it down do it, or is it something that needs to be repaired in the off season? Like that would be again, I'm just guessing. But, if he's managing it and feels like he can play, we saw him do it right before the Olympics. If it's just managing the rest so that he can play, and then in the offseason he has to have a procedure or something. Again, I'm getting way ahead of myself. But that's what I'm trying to think. Like, you're right.
That would be my point, Jamie. If I'm the guy paying his salary, I'd be like, you're going to tough it out and grind it out at the Olympics. And I get how important the Olympics is to the kid and all that. But if he's going to grind it and just make it worse and he somehow comes back and he can't go or something, I don't know.
Yeah, and he makes $11.5 million playing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's the difference.
That's exactly right.
Like I get it. It's just, are you damned if you do, damned if you don't? Like, where are you?
Well, there's no pulling these guys back. That's just the reality. Like, the teams have no control over it. I don't believe. I really don't. I think it's in the hands of the players to be mature and make the decision. I can go or I can't. And, we don't know, to your point, Noodles, we don't know if Willie's going to be okay, if he's going to play, if he's going to be fine. Is it more of an illness?
Right.
Is it the same injury he's dealing with before?
Right.
I mean, I would guess flying from Edmonton to Milan with whatever he was dealing with is probably not great. It's probably not great on the body. You're not getting a lot of sleep, a lot of movement, a lot of craziness going on. But I just don't believe the players, I don't believe the teams in the NHL have any power over these guys. I think the Players Association have negotiated for this. It's a massive situation for all of them, especially veteran guys, and that's what Willie is. Willie's not a young guy. This is his Olympic. He's the best forward on that Swedish team. Everything's going to run through him. They're in big trouble without him. Their defense is really good. I think they have the potential to get a really good hot goalie, which could put them in a situation maybe to win gold. Certainly get into the medal round, but you look at that team, Pettersson isn't what he was. Benizet obviously isn't anywhere close to it. Like, Willie's the man. Willie's got to play. So I would guess there's a lot of pressure from within the Swedish delegation to get him playing and get him going. And I think it's on the maturity of the professional athlete to make the call. And, you look at Point, you look at Cirelli. Now, they must have been really injured. And Point was really injured. Like, when he went down, you could tell it was trouble. And I'm not surprised he's not over there. Cirelli looked pretty bad, too. But they made the call. And I do think you have to consider – but I do think you have to consider the context of the team here. If the Leafs were running away with the division and really thought they had a chance to win a Stanley Cup, I think he might maybe have a different viewpoint. The reality is he might be looking at the Leafs saying, we're done anyway. What am I saving myself for? And I know that's a weird way to look at it, maybe the wrong way to look at it, but I think it might be the human way of looking at it. If you're on a team that's the Leafs are in big trouble, man. Like, the reality is, even with Willie at 100%, they're probably missing the playoffs.
Put it this way.
I hear you.
If the Leafs are going to come back in March, I don't know what the percentage is. Let's call it 10%, lower or higher. Okay. If they are going to make the playoffs, guess who's going to be an integral part of that?
Yes.
88.
100%.
34 and 88, because we saw during this little streak there what he can do. And the difference is if you're coming back off the Olympics on one leg or on one back or whatever he's got going on, you're not even giving yourself a chance. And I'm not saying that he needs to give up the Olympic dream. It's just I'm concerned about the injury. If this guy is missing practices and all of that they haven't played. When did they play? A week ago? When was their last game?
Yeah, last Tuesday they played.
Right. So
a week ago today.
It's a week ago today. Shouldn't that be sufficient rest for something that's
100%,
just, you know,
100%.
That's just nagging you a little bit? That's concerning because it speaks to me of something bigger. That's why I kind of came with that comment, about maybe this is just something that he's going to have to nag for the rest of the year and deal with in the offseason. I don't know.
Yeah, but Jamie, you know how like treatment and acupuncture and all that stuff, you get 3 good weeks of that makes a big time difference.
Agreed.
When you have that opportunity as opposed to grinding it out and not getting not gaining anything. You're just kind of you're pedaling in neutral.
And the speed of this hockey coming up, like he can't be at 80 or 90% out there. Like if it's something that, you know, he needs a skating stride. Like he can't be at half speed out there. Like he's a guy who
gotta fly.
Pace is going to be at a premium in this tournament. It'll be fascinating to watch and see. I mean, you know, he's going to be there and interview and.
Well, Willie will play it cool. I mean, you know how Willie's going to handle things. But you know, for any of these guys, if they grind through something over there and they come home and they can't play, then it's going to put them in the spotlight, deservedly so. You know, as a pro athlete, you have to consider this kind of stuff. You got to think of your club team. You have to consider, you know, your day job. I understand why they're all grinding it out and they want to play. I get it. The next 2 weeks are as big of a legacy. It's almost the equivalent of like playing in a cup final. It's like this is a platform for you to completely change your reputation. William Nylander included. Like Nylander's not known as a winner right now. He finds a way to be the man on a Swedish team that wins a gold medal, changes his whole reputation, changes everything, especially in his home country, launches him into probably Sundin territory.
Dude, do you remember that celebration they had for that Swedish team that won gold?
Massive.
Like those guys were gods.
Like, and Sundin is on a different level, but Nylander, to my knowledge, is kind of the man of this era. Obviously, Hedman would be high on that. I'm sure Erik Karlsson's high. I'm sure there's a couple of other guys. But the Nylander name rings out in Sweden, right? It's a legacy name because his dad played. And he's the guy. Like, he's their best weapon up front for the most part. So if he is a leader and drives play and puts up big numbers and finds a way to win gold in the next 2 weeks, that is massive for his life and for his career. Same thing with Austin Matthews. Same thing with McDavid. You know, the guys who haven't won anything, this is an opportunity to make up incredible ground in 2 weeks. It's not gonna match you with cup winners necessarily, but it puts something on your resume that very few guys have, and that's what's in front of him. And I'm sure he's thinking that way, and I can't blame him for thinking that way. You know, this is it. I'm not giving this up, thinking about what's going on back home. You know, I'm going to gear up and I'm going to go for it and see what happens. But if you do that and it doesn't work out and you risk, you know, getting injured and you got to come home and explain yourself, then you're in the fire. Because, you know, the Leafs, they're on thin ice right now in this market. They are on thin ice. You know, people are not in the mood for the Leafs with the way they've played all year, with the way things have gone, the way their best players have performed in the biggest moments, all that kind of stuff.
And guess what else they wouldn't be in the mood for? A guy coming back from the Olympics and he just can't go all of a sudden when he gets back. And
exactly.
He gets shut down or something.
It's non-negotiable from that standpoint if you're a Leaf fan. Doesn't mean it won't happen, but like the Sharks will be out. If you grind through and you're on one leg and you come home and say, sorry guys, I'm done, I can't play.
Dude, I told you,
People
even the way
nuts.
it played out to getting to the Olympics.
Yeah.
The season was being flushed down the toilet and it was like, can't do it. Got to get a couple warm-up games in for the Olympics. And it was like, I don't know. I found it to be odd. And I know how important it is to him, so don't come at me with that. But I don't know. There's some kind of balance in there where a team that gave you $100 million should have some kind of say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well,
it's on the athlete, man. I think this is proof of it. Brad Treliving can't make a call for something like this.